Hey, what is up, you sexy beasts? Ghost Sickness or Tristan here to bring you a brand new, never before seen episode of Ghostly Advice. I have 3 pretty awesome emails today. Not all of them are girl related, only one of them is girl related at the very end. And the first 2, they kind of correlate, so they have some things in common. So, anyway, I'm going to get right into it. I have always wanted to do storytelling videos. I have been very much inspired by you, but I really don't know where to start. Should I take notes before I make videos? Is iMovie the best thing to use for starting YouTube? I'm a junior in high school, so I'm not exactly in the greatest money situation. I'll take whatever advice you have to give, appreciate it. So I would say when it comes to notes during your stories, it can definitely help, especially if there's key details that you gotta hit on. That way it's proper context for the rest of the story. You know what I mean? You don't want to leave that stuff out. Then you kind of tell an incomplete story and people are left like, what the fuck? What is this dude talking about? How did he get here? That kind of thing can be very important. I know I use Notepad on my computer sometimes for really long stories. That way I can make sure everything's in chronological order, because my thoughts can go back and forth a lot. So it keeps me on track. And then, no, iMovie is not the best. It's better than nothing. I personally use Sony Vegas. And if you're, wondering about money and stuff like that, let's say, if you're strapped for cash, all I'll say is there are a few ways that you can obtain Sony Vegas. So that's all I'm going to say. Anyway, and then you also want to make sure that your equipment is good. So if you're, strapped for cash, maybe, mow some lawns, maybe wash some cars in the neighborhood, whatever it is, do some chores around the house if your parents will pay you an allowance or to do extra chores or whatever it is. Try to get some money, get some good equipment, because in this day and age, if you try to videotape your TV, you are going to get fucking laughed at, my guy. Also, so you want to make sure your equipment is good. Any computer can render videos. It's just a matter of how long it will take. I remember when I started YouTube, I had a single core Intel Pentium fucking desktop. It was awful. And it would take me about 8 hours to render a standard video. So I literally, and it would brick my computer. I couldn't use my computer while it was rendering. So what I would do is I would go to bed and render while uploading at the same time. And then I would upload that video the next day and do the same thing and rinse and repeat. So I would basically render all night long. It was absolutely insane. I felt like I was making animated movies. But yeah, so that's my advice for you, man. I hope that helps because, if you want to get into storytelling or just YouTube in general, those are some of my tips. So the next guy, he gets a little bit more into it in the second half of his question. So what would your suggestion be on how to stay entertained during this pandemic? I've been very bored at home recently. Also, how do you run a successful YouTube channel? So, dude, honestly, the being bored at home thing is the main reason, one, I've been back on YouTube, and 2, something that everyone is dealing with. Now, I am so grateful, for one, that we have the fucking internet to help us through this pandemic, because like 100 years ago when they had the Spanish flu, they did not have the internet to help them out with this kind of shit. So at least that's helping with the stay-at-home order and that kind of stuff. But dude, I'll be real with you. It sucks. Like, it fucking sucks staying at home all the time and not being able to do your normal routine. Like, for me, it's been a major cock block for dating and stuff like that. So it's just no fun, man. Can't go to the gym. Can't do a lot of fun shit. A lot of stuff that I used to enjoy doing, but that does not mean it's all doom and gloom. So, there's kind of 2 camps with it. I personally have found that I do better with a routine, waking up at the same time every day, going to sleep at the same time every day. When I kind of don't do that and I just go, oh, fuck it, man, it doesn't matter, it's pandemic anyway, right, whatever, then I just feel kind of lazier and more depressed and just overall worse. So a routine helps me, a sleep schedule, waking up at the same time, even if I don't have shit all to do, you know what I mean? I usually, for me, that means going to bed at midnight, waking up at 8 a.m. every day, even though I have fucking nothing to do, pretty much all day. So it's pretty boring. But yeah, another thing that's been helping me recently is Discord. You can use Skype or TeamSpeak, whatever the fuck you want, but I prefer Discord. It's the best in my opinion. Talking with your buddies, playing games. My third point is like play new video games or play some other games, or, keep your mind busy somehow, right? Whether it's games with the buddies, whether it's games alone, just Discord vibing with the buddies, even if you're not playing anything or whatever you guys like to do. Reach out to your friends, right? And reach out to your, family if you haven't seen them in a while, maybe your grandparents, and, have a FaceTime or virtual talk with them. So I've been pretty close. Obviously I stay in contact with like my parents and stuff. That really helps. if you don't live with them, right? So another thing that you definitely should do is work out, man. So improve your body. You know, if you were going to the gym before, you should definitely work out. If you weren't, you should still work out, because one, it'll help pass the time. Two, it'll use some of that pent up energy. And three, obviously, it'll make you healthier and more fit. So that's always good. And number 5 would be learn and do self-improvement stuff. So this goes along with the, you know, working out, the learning. I was actually watching a YouTube video. It was pretty great. And it was talking about the fact that this is a great time to form new habits and form new routines, because we don't have all the minutia and distractions of the standard everyday grind, right? So, you know, if you want to get a new sleeping schedule, now's really the time to implement that. And it takes about 3 to 4 weeks for something to be a habit. So if you want to start any new positive habits and, you know, help get rid of bad negative habits, now is a fucking fantastic time to do that, honestly. So yeah, I mean, those are the things that have helped me, you know, routine, Discord, playing games, you know, staying distracted, new shows on Netflix, etc. Tiger King, baby. You know, working out, learning, you know, which for me is reading and courses and stuff like that, and self-improvement. So anyway, the next, to answer your second question, how do you run a successful YouTube channel? Shit, I almost skipped over it. The number one thing that you're going to want to do is be consistent, right? So whatever you're making videos of, whatever you're doing, the YouTube algorithm favors people who make content every single day, or at least pretty regularly, weekly, whatever their schedule is. As long as they have some sort of schedule, that really helps the, you know, YouTube algorithm show your content and that kind of stuff. Also helps your community give you a reason to subscribe to you, because if, you know, someone finds you and they see you haven't uploaded in a month, they're probably not going to subscribe. But if they go and they check out your main channel page and they see, you know, a bunch of new videos, they're gonna be like, cool, this guy's making new content. Let me subscribe and get more content from this guy. So that's number 1, is being consistent. Number 2 is finding your niche. So finding your niche is the hardest thing about YouTube. I mean, dude, I experimented with like 90 different playlists on my main channel back in the day, you know, tutorials and vlogs and ghostly advice and stories and stuff like that, until I found that stories and ghostly advice and vlogs pretty much were the things that grew my channel, were the things that you guys most wanted to see. So that ballooned my channel and allowed me to get to the 100,000 subscribers, which was my goal. So, you know, you got to experiment with different things, you know, drop things that aren't working. Even if you enjoy them, you can do them in limited capacity. Just keep in mind, they're not going to grow your channel. And then another thing that you really want to do, something that I've done very well in this series as an example of it, is community interaction. So back on my main channel, before I hit 7,000 subscribers, I responded to absolutely every comment that was left on my channel, on whatever video it was on. And again, at the time, I had hundreds of videos. And after 7,000, it just became too many comments to be able to respond to all of them. And so I've been really good about responding to comments on GhostSicknessLP, because it's a smaller channel, you know, doesn't have my entire audience over here, so it's whatever. But yeah, so interacting with your community, I would game with them, I would do live streams with them, you name it, man. Whatever it is that you can do to interact and be a part of your community, especially when you're starting out, when you have that really small kind of niche community, then niche, it's all the fucking same, all right? I'll say it both ways in this video today. But yeah, so that's what you want to do. That really helps me. So be consistent. Obviously, you want good quality, like I mentioned to the guy earlier. Interact with your community and find your niche. So good luck, buddy. All right, moving on to the third and final email for today. Hey, Tristan, my name is blank, and every time I start to flirt with girls and I think I want to date them, then I'll end up waking the next morning feeling different. I'm currently 13 years old and a freshman. I was hoping for some insight as to why I'm switching around like this. You give some amazing advice, and thank you for reading this. So something that I found in my personal life is the more attractive a girl is, the more I just want to go straight for dating. It's so stupid and dumb, and it's just a big brain, 200 IQ caveman fucking play. Honestly, to just go immediately for, hey, like, she's hot, you know, I should date her and have sex with her and all this fun stuff. You know, even disregarding negative qualities, things about her personality. Maybe she's bitchy. Maybe she smokes cigarettes. God, I learned my lesson the hard way on that. I'll tell you guys that story another day, man. That's a good one. You know, things like that. I'm more willing to anyway. I don't know about you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys are in the same boat. I've heard this before. More willing to overlook negative qualities if she's hotter. So let's take a girl who's a 7, right? She's cute. She's hot. Those girls are more, in my opinion, that I'd be willing to date, versus if she's like a 5 or a 6, you know, I may be willing to make out with her or fuck her or whatever, but I may not want to date her, you know what I mean? So what you have to do, the reason I think you're feeling this way is I think you're getting excited about the idea of dating one of these girls, and then the next day you're like, oh man, like I just want to be single and fool around or whatever it is. Honestly, it's probably that you're having such a good time with these cute girls that you're not exactly sure what you want in that moment. Like, all you want is more good times with this particular girl. But then afterwards, you're like, man, she's got some negative qualities. Like, she said this, she was rude to the waiter, whatever it is. And you bring that up, and then you're just like, okay, you know what? I really don't think I want to date her. But what I'll say though is what you need to do regardless is you need to set your compass right. So if you want a girlfriend, go for a girlfriend and settle for nothing less. If you want, you know, just to be friends with girls, settle for that, right? If you just want to be friends with benefits, which is what my compass is set to at the moment, that's all I do. So if you know, I just kind of tune out the idea of dating and that kind of stuff because I'm just not interested in that at the moment. So it's a question of really what is most attractive long term. I just think you're getting infatuated with, you know, girls in the moment, having a good time, and can't blame you, man. It's fun. Dating is fun. And then afterwards, you're just kind of like, yeah, but she had this negative and that negative, and it just is kind of a deal breaker for you. So curious what you guys think on the last email. And yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and please send me emails if you have any ghostly advice questions. I fucking love you guys. Stay sexy, you beasts. I'm Ghost Sickness, and I'm out.